Hey guys, my name is Nicole Clark, and today we're going to be talking about the topic that I selected for my English 200 research paper, which is getting college resources for all students. So let me tell you how my thesis is stated. Schools located in impoverished areas need additional resources in order to provide educational opportunities to economically challenged students. So now we're going to move right into a study that I found while researching about state funding and per pupil funding. So you would think that students in the same state would receive the same amount of per pupil funding. So would I, but this isn't the case at all. One of the specific locations that stuck out to me was New York. So I found a list of locations in New York and how much each student gets per year. So in Manhattan, each student gets $1,012. The Bronx, $1,034. Brooklyn, $1,229. Queens, $1,160, and Staten Island, $1,314. And again, this is per pupil funding, meaning what each student gets a year. So as you can see, there's a big gap in between Manhattan and Staten Island because there's a $300 difference. So this is $300 that Staten Island has that Manhattan doesn't. So Manhattan students are losing out on this money, which they could be using for different resources and materials. So next we're going to move into standardized testing. Schools that receive better test scores will receive more state funding. But then, on the flip side, schools that do poorly will lose their state funding or get a portion of it cut or taken away. So if children are doing poorly on their standardized testing, there should be an indicator to the state to give these students and schools better state funding instead of cutting it or taking it away. They shouldn't be punished for something that they cannot control. And since they're being punished, it's something that they can't help and it's causing a bad cycle. Meaning, if a school does poorly, they're going to take away their state funding. So the next time, when they go to take their test in about a year or so, they're going to do even worse because they're not going to have the materials or the books or the resources that they need to improve their test scores. So now we're going to continue to teacher turnover. So this is a big problem with schools located in impoverished areas. Many of these schools cannot afford to pay the teachers more than a bare minimum salary. So on top of these teachers being paid on the lower end of the scale, they're also getting a lot of pressure from the state and the school board. The school board wants the teachers to push the students harder to help get up the test scores so they can receive more funding for the district. This puts a lot of pressure on teachers and some aren't able to take this pressure, so they end up leaving the school. So in the long run, this hurts the students because now they have to adapt to a new teacher when they finally get one, and they also have substitute teachers and short replacement teachers that they have to deal with until they can even find a new teacher to fill in. So this is taking time away from students and the lessons that they are missing out on, compared to other students who are in the classroom working on the lessons and building up their skills to take these standardized tests. So now we're going to move on to a few solutions. So first we're going to talk about advanced placement and dual enrollment courses and how students can use these to their advantage and how it makes them feel a little bit more comfortable about going to college. So these programs can help students understand the workload that they will be receiving in college and what professors will expect from them. If students do well on these courses, they can receive college credit, which can help decrease their tuition bill. This will help them have a higher success rate of graduation. So many impoverished schools do not offer these programs because they can't afford skilled teachers to conduct these courses, and they don't have the money to pay for the resources for these courses. So if they had more funding, they'd be able to have these advanced placement or dual enrollment courses in the classrooms. But many of the students are afraid to take these courses because they've never been exposed to them. Another solution would be to get more guidance staff for juniors and seniors to be able to use. These extra guidance counselors can help students with any questions that they have about filing for financial aid and the college selection process, along with filling out college applications and any questions that the students might have or things that students might be struggling with. These guidance counselors need to help these students pave a plan for what they'll be doing after high school. Whether it's military, a technical school, or traditional college, these students need to know what they'll be doing after high school and have a plan. Thank you very much. Have a good day.